Guys, what's going on? It's Versi here from P4C. Welcome back to the channel. In front of you and I, we have a case and a box full of graded cards, predominantly from PSA and predominantly all, if not all, Pokemon cards. And we will be showing off all of them in just a second because these are almost all of the graded cards that we will be bringing to our next show, which is the Grade 10 Winter Show. We are going to be vendoring there, and I will put the details on the screen, as well as where our booth is going to be located as well. So if you are going to the show locally here in Hong Kong, hope to see you there. Shake hands, say hi, don't be shy. And if you're traveling, and whether you're from Asia or any part of the world, if you happen to be in Hong Kong that week or that weekend, make sure you try to come and visit as well, because like I said many times, Hong Kong is a very, very small place, and Grade 10 is one of the biggest players in terms of card shows here in Hong Kong. In fact, they hold one early in June, which we also vended, and we have videos for those vendor POV series, and we are almost definitely going to do another one when we vent on that particular weekend, so make sure you stay tuned. But usually before the show, I like to showcase what I'm bringing to the show, to show people and to give people some ideas, because some people like to go to the show a little bit prepared, and if they were, or if there are any sort of grail cards that they're tracking, hopefully they will find it on our table. So with that said, and without further ado, let's go through all of the graded cards that we're bringing to the shows. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Now, also as a disclaimer as well, something that I should mention, all of the prices shown on the slab are in Hong Kong dollars, because we are in Hong Kong and people are going to be buying and trading in Hong Kong dollars. So there's no point of me putting in US dollars on these slabs. So these are all prices in Hong Kong dollars before people are saying, what, $600 for certain cards are way too much. Again, I'll probably put a subtitle on screen as well, saying that all prices are in fact in Hong Kong dollars. With that said, without further ado, let's jump into some of the all of the cards that were in that box. I think there was about 30 of them, and we'll go through them very quickly. By no means these are cards that you know, extra extraordinary. In fact, in that box, most of the cards should be under 1,000 Hong Kong dollars. So just give you guys some context what I try to do at shows as well. I feel like when you go to card show, it should be an experience to get a sense of what the Pokemon cards and the history of the card game itself. So I try to bring a huge variety of cards from different era. Of course, predominantly a lot of the stuff are going to be modern to ultra modern, but you know, card like this one here, 2014 Toy Teach, and I don't think I'm pricing it too crazy for 500 Hong Kong dollars. And if we do quick maths, it is 7.78, but let's just say it is 8. We're probably selling this for like around, I don't know, like 60 something, 60 bucks or something like that. So we're not going too crazy in terms of how I've priced this. I know, you know, sometimes people, in terms of word of advice, they tend to price card at a bit higher than the last sold, just because people come to these shows and they want to negotiate and they want to do a deal. So give themselves a little bit more room. In terms of my strategy, I try to be pretty fair as well. I think this time around is really important and interesting because Grade 10 is actually, this particular show is sponsored by Sneaker Dunk. Now, for those who don't know who Sneaker Dunk is, Sneaker Dunk is one of the biggest players in Japan when it comes to graded cards. They have a huge variety, and they're really famous for Oripa as well. And they're going to be sponsoring this show, and quite often, actually, people in this part of the world, in Asia, tend to use Sneaker Dunk as a reference in terms of pricing their cards. And I'm not saying there is right or wrong answer in terms of which app or which site you use when it comes to prices or how you should price your card, but I do want to say that with Sneaker Dunk, They are only, from my understanding, majority of the sales are within Japan. So prices may vary, because when you check prices again, you can say, well, people chill bit on eBay, so prices on eBay may not be accurate as well. But you know, there is a discrepancy, I would say, between what Sneaker Dunk is saying in terms of some of the cards and what eBay is saying and what price charting is saying. So what I've done this time, I've actually taken sort of an average between across the three platforms. Now, within this batch of cards as well, there's going to be some heavy spoiler alert, because I did go to Japan and I did buy a lot of cards specifically for this card show. So, for example, these two that you see here, we actually got them from Japan. So most of the cards are kind of what, you know, carried from last previous show, but there are some cards that are new. For example, this Iono here. We also picked up some additional Cynthia and Garchomp. Surprisingly, these sort of sold really well the last few shows as well. And then you would have seen a lot of these sealed S and card S card, which I will try to go through pretty quickly. Now, surprisingly though, these sort of card S Prism card has jumped up, and I think is, you know, people sort of starting to realize how expensive or how hard it is to get sort of 9. But also for some of the sealed stuff as well, I sort of lowered the pricing as well. And yeah, just to a bit of a reflection of what's happening in the market. It did spike during our last show, which is, you know, oddly enough, just a month ago, and then now the market's sort of readjusting itself, and it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen, because the Mega Dream set is coming out around the corner, and if you do want to catch some early openings and review, fingers crossed we'll be able to do that on our channel. Make sure you subscribe and ring the bell for latest videos and updates. We will be doing some giveaways for Mega Dream as well. And yeah, so just going through some of these. So for example, I think for this I priced it at like 3k last show, or maybe even a little bit more, but this time around I tried to lower it a little bit for this particular show. All right, when it comes to pricing cards, then these next 13 cards I had the most difficulty pricing them, because there weren't a lot of records of last sold, and I really just have to base off of what people are selling and then taking percentage here and there, because these are the Tropical Win and Champions Festival. These are awarded at the World Championship. We've got top 32, and these are something that I didn't show off last time. Top 16, we got a semi-finalist here, and then we've got a CGC finalist here, and then moving on to some Champion Festival. Now this one in particular is pretty nice, because you've got the Sun and Moon starter trio there, and then you've got Psyduck as per usual. So we've got the top 32 semi-final. We've got the finalists, and then we've got the champion one here as well. So this is something that I don't know if I really wanted to let go. At the last show, we did actually showcase them and said that we wanted to sell these as a set. But we decided to see, hey, why don't we just try to sell one by one and see how it goes. So we've got the 2017 and 2018 Champions Festival, and those cards, to be honest, are unlikely going to get sold, because people in this part of the world don't like buying any grades other than 10. So people in this part of the world don't like the 9s, don't like the 8s, don't like the 7s. So those cards are very unlikely to go. But I'm still, you know, going to put them on the showcase, just because it is a big history, big part of Pokemon, and I want to show something quite rare as well. And then you can't do a show without some Eeveelution. Now these two here are simplified Chinese, but you know, for me, if you like the art, it doesn't really matter what language it is, because most of the time there's the same pattern, same art, and these cards in English and Japanese shoot up the roof, and in traditional Chinese as well, because you do have to win them. But as for simplified Chinese, these were just promos. I haven't quite priced them yet, because we did get a black label Jolteon, and I was thinking on how to do it. But just going through, these are all the evolution that we have. We've picked up, you know, some Flareons. We've got it from Japan. So there is a true Vaporeon and true Jolteon up for grab for those who like their Eeveelution, and then Leafeon and Espeon, and then the Espeon VMAX prices for this card have certainly sort of jumped up and down. And then a lot of the, I guess, the household, right? The Terrestrial Festival, we've got both of the EVs. We're pretty much for Terrestrial Festival, we've got one, at least one for each of the evolution, I think. So if you are on the hunt on the market, we certainly changed the pricing for these. I think we priced it a little bit higher at the last show. I think obviously with some sort of price adjustment, so we did it accordingly. Espeon, Leafeon, and then True Sylveon here, and then the Umbreon. Now the Umbreon have significantly gone down in prices, but I still price it the way, you know, it is a little bit cheaper than what I was trying to sell at the last show, because, you know, a card like this is probably not going to, you know, even is a little bit down now, but future history might suggest that they might sort of come back up. So who knows? And then some, you know, continue some sealed X here. It's pretty rare. Sets up 9, and then another, this time PSA 10 for the simplified Chinese. And then rounding things off, we've got some. We've got a Lily, or we've got a Clefairy here, which is a promo. And then we've got the Rayquaza VMAX. We've got the bird, the Zapdos and the other birds, and then we've got Marnie's Pride. Interestingly, we didn't have this card a few months ago, and now we can't not get this card because we got a few of these from our Oripa trip in Japan. So continue on some Ionos here, and then what's another Pokemon that you can't do without is Charizard. So we've got the Mewtwo, and these didn't sell as well as I thought it would last show. So it was quite interesting. Maybe the price is shot too high, I think. And then we've got more Charizard on this particular pile. I think this pile is mainly all Charizard. We've got some sequential set here, whether you like the Mewtwo first or the Charizard first, or whether you like the Charizard first and then the Mewtwo, whichever way you fancy. And then the Charizard V from Starbird, Brilliant Stars, and then continuing a few more Charizard. Now we're trying to sell this as a sequential. It is a sequential set, so we're trying to sell. And then I guess the biggest drop is these three sort of Charizard cards. These sort of rise a little bit, and then it drops straight back down. So we did get a few from Oripa, and then the Charizard from the classic, and then the latest 2 Mega Charizard here. Now, I price it the way it is because there is a huge price discrepancy between what Sneaker Dunk is saying and what the rest of the world is saying. I think on some of the sites on eBay is selling for about 1,000, 1,200, but on Sneaker Dunk at the moment these are going for way less than 1,000 USD. So I just priced it the way that I thought you would be, so it is how it is. And then some older cards, some older EX card here. We've got Primal Groudon and Kyogre. I think I showed it off last time. A Greninja, which is certainly a good time to get this card because it is one of the best art in that set. And the Charizard EX, Anne's Reshiram, Anne's Zoroark, Anne's Reshiram. We've got the Meow here. Now that the English version is out, the Japanese is no longer exclusive. A Blastoise here, and then we've got the Rockets Mimikyu. Again, some of these are something that we picked out. So a bunch of cards that we sort of picked up from Japan. Again, aiming for a variety. Now this one here, this one we should talk about. It's the Pokeball Celebi. People are going mad at the moment because they finally have a date for the opening of Pokepark, but it seems like Pokepark is only really for Japan residents at the first go. So people should calm down a little bit, I think. And then we've got the Miraidon and Koraidon. I thought is in sequential. Lovely duo. And then we've got some Mew EX here, 3 Mew EX, as the Bubble Mew, and then we've got another Mew EX here, back to 2011, and then a Hydreigon EX here as well. All right, last but not least, well, not really last but not least, but again, one of the characters you can't do a show without is Pikachu. So we've got the Hiroshima Pikachu here and the Toko Pikachu in a pristine tan, the highest possible grade you can get from CGC. I don't even know if this pricing is right, to be honest. There should be a lot of these floating on the market, because at least I know that someone here in Hong Kong have submitted a lot of these, and these are definitely nowhere near the prices that I actually traded or bought them for, which is a massive L on my side. But sometimes when you try to get things at the earliest possible stage, that's what happens. And then a pristine tan Pikachu EX here SAR, and picked up a lot of Pikachu promo when we were in Japan. So this is kind of like a spoiler video as well as to some of the stuff that we've got from Japan. For example, this one here, and then the some Pikachu art rare from 151. So PSA 9 and 10 still there here, and then the first edition Pikachu and a Pikachu from Cosmic Eclipse, the Detective Pikachu, another Pikachu EX, and these two Indonesian promo. I actually thought these might sell from the last show because these are exclusive, so but they didn't do as well as I thought it would be. And then this was the card that everyone asked for, the Nagaba Pikachu, from a couple of shows now. People kept asking me whether I had the card or not. So this time around we do. A couple more Tohoku Pikachu here, and then VMAX. So some of these that we've got from Japan, from a Oripa, and then a few of the promos, the game promo from Scarlet and Violet, Chunkachu VMAX, and a very rare to see a Pikachu Holo from Shiny Collection. For the Shiny reverse pattern there, you got Pikachu, you got Thunder there, and then a Tea Party Pikachu, Comedic Duo Pikachu, some of the old school Yokohama's Pikachu, another Yokohama Pikachu here, and then Poncho Pikachu with Lucario, Odino, and Slow Bro. I think this is like a Tokyo opening run, right? And then the Mega Tokyo Pikachu right here with Charizard Y Poncho there, just a smaller version. And last but not least, the High Riser, the Gengars. Now, I don't know. I honestly, I saw the last sold price and I was like pretty amazed because this card went from my first show back in May. This card went from $6,000 Hong Kong dollars, is now up to $12,000. And again, I'm just going according to the last sold price of eBay. So if you want to let me know what your true thoughts are on that particular card. And then we've got a Gengar and Mega Gengar, and then some Lugia here, and then a card that I picked up in Japan. I was like, you know what, I don't really need to sell this card. If it doesn't sell, I'll be okay with it, which is the Alakazam EX with Umbreon and Lugia in the background. Probably one of the best from that sort of era. I really like this card. And then last but not least, we do have a Mega Houndoom Red Flash First Edition here, which is something that you don't see every day. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this particular video. You know, we trying to pick out some heavy hitters here, which is these. I think these three will be the highlight. I don't necessarily bring my entire collection. I only bring things that I sell. Maybe going to be a bit different story at the next show, which is the PokeFest, because that is a Pokemon focus show, and I might want to bring stuff to show off rather than to sell. So we'll still probably be selling at that show, but maybe it's going to be a muscle flex Pokemon product. I don't know, it sounds weird now that I talk about it. Anyway, with that said, hope you guys enjoyed this particular video. If you are going to be attending Grade 10 Winter Show, I will see you there. Come and say hi, and don't be shy. And if you are interested in more content, interested in early opening, interested in a chance to win the next biggest set for the year, Mega Dream, make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you ring the bell for the latest videos and updates, because that should be coming up very, 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 very soon. And I will say very soon, in probably about 2 to 3 weeks time. Alright, with that said, if you are also opening up some packs, whatever it may be, may the God of Pulls be with you always.